Oh, snap. Yeah, did you hear me?
I can hear you now. We're live.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready to start the intro or we on?
Yeah, no, this is the intro. I'm on my personal computer, so this is what we have to use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We can start talking. All right. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to The Way We See It. I am Cranston Cumberbatch. Tell them who you are. Can't hear you. You muted. You're muted. Hit the microphone. My co-host, Miss. There she goes.
Yeah, I wasn't muted.
It said it on the screen.
Oh, I wasn't. Hi, everyone.
Welcome to The Way We See It. We are in our own personal spaces today, and I'm gonna change my lighting just a little bit because I'm seeing a little bit too bright. A little bit too bright. Okay, never mind that. Yeah, bring that light back. Hold on. Um, Whatever. We're just gonna go with it. So, welcome to today's show, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, and we're coming for those of us who are not in Florida. We are in Florida, and we are still, dealing with some of the remnants of Hurricane Ian. In some areas of Florida, the road to recovery is it's happening right now. Definitely sending a lot of love and support to those in the Fort Myers, Naples area. And definitely, I know those in areas that weren't as affected as bad are doing all that we can to help send support down that way, either by physical presence, giving manual labor, sending things through different nonprofit organizations like churches, Boys and Girls Clubs, just different organizations like that are all rallying in their varying communities to gather supplies and goods and gift cards to send to those that are really suffering from the effects of what happened from this recent hurricane that we had. And so, again, like I said, our thoughts and prayers in all efforts for a speedy recovery for that area to get back up on its feet. Everyone's doing all that they can, and that's a beautiful thing to see. That with each hurricane that happens, we grow a little more by way of our efforts to help cities get back on their feet and get back to a normal sense of how they were living prior to any storm happening. And so, just big shout outs to all those who are doing their best to help out any way that they can. So, Kawana, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling much better. I was under the weather last week.
Yes, you were. And so I'm glad you're feeling better. That is not the reason why we are separate today, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want you to think she had COVID or something to that effect. We had to. But no. We're separate today for different reasons. Nothing bad, of course, but I love StreamYard. I love when we get to be on this in this capacity because it's a really great platform. So I'm cool with it. But I need one more second because I. Is it going to do it? Yes, it's going to do it. So I got a big, huge screen in front of me that I should be looking at versus this little itty bitty one in front of me. And so I am trying to make sure that I look at that screen versus a little bit itty bitty screen. There we go. Yes, there we go. And so anyway, so breaking news, Kawana. What we got? What we talking about? What's hot topics? Things of that nature.
I, well, since the last time we've been together,
Yeah.
some things happened. Some things have gone down.
Yeah.
Um, First we're gonna start with Boston Celtics. Y'all know
Yeah.
that was my team last year for the finals, and I was expecting for them to do big things this year, and they still may.
Right.
So I'm, gonna speak on that just yet. But I know everyone has heard that their coach, Ime Udoka, they suspended him for the whole 22-23 season
Yeah. That.
because he violated team policy by engaging in a consensual, intimate relationship with a staff member.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
consensual, but so it's not like he coerced her or anything like that.
Right.
But I guess there was some other dynamics that we aren't privy to that made them make that, to me, harsh decision. And then they're still saying that they still have to decide on what on whether he's going to be the coach for the Boston Celtics moving forward. So wow,
That's crazy.
yeah, yes, and
Crazy. Crazy.
everyone's judging him not only for the affair but for the fact that he cheated on actress Nia Long.
I mean,
So
you know, it is Nia Long. I mean, it's one of those. There's probably a million people who wish they had that opportunity. To be able to be with her. And of course, I mean, as with any relationship, it has its challenges. So we don't know the inner structure of what was decomposing within that relationship. We don't even know if she cheated on him first. I mean, this could be retaliation, get back. They could
these,
have open relationship and just never really told nobody. I
mhm,
mean, there's a lot of variables that go into it. But when you just get the bare bones of things and you think about the who's concerned and things of that nature, just looking at it without any true deep details about it, we're going to make our assumptions and we're going to make our judgment calls on how we would have, being in that situation. I honestly say that if it was something, consensual that did happen within the team itself, and I don't know, they didn't fire him. So I will
they
say they did not
but
fire him. They
no.
did. They did suspend him for the year. Um, and like you said, it was due to protocols of maybe they had a fraternization clause in the contract to say you can't have any personal intimate relationships with anyone you know um, within the organization as long as you are an employee of the Boston Celtics. Could have very well been in there, and if whoever told about the relationship, or if somebody was mad and came forward and said, hey, I was in a relationship with him, or he's being some kind of way to me,
Hmm.
to bring it to the attention of the organization, then by way of rule, I understand why they said we got to suspend you, we got to sit you down for a while. But from what I'm understanding, I understand he did make an apology.
He did. When this actually first broke, um he made a statement, and he said that would be the only statement that he makes, and he apologized to the team, to the fans, to Boston, period, to his family for embarrassing them. He did, and he said that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying?
So
So
do we know how early do you know how early we're talking as far as like this happened? Was this like during the championship run, like when they were in the finals, or
I'm
was this like?
not sure, but from what I read when it first broke, seemed like someone one of the articles was saying they like really started investigating this in like June or July or something like that. So
Okay. So
it's like
it's
something
already
that,
ongoing.
yeah, it's like something that, and also I need to say this. I just recently read where when they found out about it or when it broke or whatever, they
Hmm.
weren't still involved.
Really? So
Yes,
you're already like it was over.
yes. So I just recently read that in the last few days.
Wow.
Yeah,
So that sounds like somebody trying to get some backlash or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
I mean,
So
well,
um,
if they started an investigation in reference to it, I mean, I know they eventually have to come to some conclusion of
right.
that. Um, but I mean, if the two people aren't engaged anymore in any activity, it's past and done. Season is over, but about to restart. I don't understand why you would allow that to affect your going forward.
Exactly. And I can only I can only think that the person he was involved with was someone connected to someone big. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we gonna ruin our whole? Because everyone was thinking that they were coming back this year and probably going all the way again. So why are we gonna ruin our chances to be great again over? You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
feel like this whole thing is like a personal type of vendetta. You know what I'm saying? Like he messed with the wrong person's wife.
yeah, something to that effect. I
Uh,
got you.
Something
I mean,
like
yeah, it has to be something either petty or deep
yeah,
seated, you
yes,
know, for
exactly.
it to go to a level of you're suspending the man for a whole year. You're not technically firing him, but I mean, because yes, if you do fire him, especially with him being, I think it was his first year, so that means his contract is for a certain amount of time. So if they
So you
fire him,
hey,
right, and so they have to pay him. So
mhm.
that could be one reason why they say we're going to suspend you at least for a year, so that we at least meet certain terms of the contract agreement, and then after that we can make a decision on what to do with you. But here's what I will say: for what this man was able to do in a year with a very very young team,
Yep.
there are so many teams. I mean, like the Lakers, that are looking for a good coach that'll be able to ignite a spark, in some younger players or even some old veteran players, or a mixture of the two that are combined on a team to, work to take them to the finals as well. Because it seems that
Well,
he's got the sauce.
they feel like the Lakers feel like they have their coach.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Well,
but
based on this last preseason game, but full season hasn't started yet, so we'll see. But
yeah, yeah, they feel like they have their man.
okay.
So it might. I hope and pray that there are other teams out there who will give him a chance.
Oh well, there definitely are. There definitely are other teams that would, love to have someone that has accomplished what he's accomplished so quickly just coming into the league. Um, yeah, I look at him as a hot ticket. So the Celtics would be crazy to let go of him this soon. But anyway, we're gonna
The,
move on.
the other breaking news, and then
Yes.
before we start talking about our shows, I'm pretty sure everyone knows about the second slap heard around. It wasn't a. It was a punch heard
Yes,
around the
the punch spread around the world.
Draymond
See,
Green
yeah.
punched his teammate Jordan Poole right
Hmm.
week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wow.
That
I mean, me,
TMZ on video, and the video is crazy,
yeah.
crazy.
So my question is, who leaked the video? because that
That
was, I mean, it definitely was somebody watching the practice, and whoever was watching the practice was able to zoom right on in over to that, corner. And I guess they didn't care whether or not they lost their job or not because,
and the thing about it is the Warriors tried to keep it hush hush.
right, right.
They no one was supposed to know about this.
Hmm.
That's what you said. Someone leaked that tape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. They did the TMZ and collected a nice check. I'm sure
Yep.
TMZ paid some good dollars for that, or
Exactly.
some good dollars for what the person, more than what the person had who sold them the video. You know,
Exactly.
because they could have said, "All right, we'll give you $10,000 for the video," and they're like, "Sold, right?" And they were only at the time dealing with $500,
Yep.
right? And
Oh,
so, so for the quick come up, they let go of that video, or they could even gotten more than that. But the point is, the video got out, and it really, raised some questions as to the chemistry of this team and how that's going to affect them coming into the season. Because I mean, I ain't gonna lie, you get in a fight with anybody, and as long as you're in the same vicinity of that person, there's still going to be some level of animosity there, you know? Um,
listen, listen. You know how many players around the NBA are saying that? Oh, there's no way in hell I'll play with him. Um, if we was cool before, we not cool now.
yeah,
Draymond, in fact, took some time away from the team. I don't know if he's back with them, but he took some time
mhm,
away from the team to Jordan. You know, I guess Jordan didn't need to calm down, but yeah, he knew that he didn't need to be around everyone else because everyone else is disappointed. Like, we can't believe you did this. Like, what were you, you know?
yeah,
So he said he released a statement the other day saying, he's gonna give, like, Jordan is my dude. Um, I'm the one who was there for him when he got sent back to the G League and this and that and whatever, whatever. So he's always gonna be my dude.
yeah,
I'm gonna give him some time, whatever, whatever. Like, really, Draymond, please stop talking. Stop
yes.
talking.
Uh, wow. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I mean, after you punch somebody, it's like, how do you come back and you say that's my dude? You know?
Yeah, and
Um,
he said it like several times during that interview. I'm like, stop saying that, please.
yeah. I mean, now, okay, now, as a guy, I will say that we do recover a lot better than a lot of people, to where we can fight and come back and get past it.
Yeah,
But that oftentimes oftentimes though that takes some time. It's not like an overnight thing,
right,
um,
right.
especially. And then too, a lot of it also is contingent upon how it happened, where it happened, who's involved, you know
Mm-hmm,
and all
mm-hmm.
those things. And so, if that was something that was able to keep that didn't get leaked out to where the whole world now has a record of it, I mean, because once it hits the internet, it's forever there until the internet goes somewhere or somebody forces them to take it down. You
And
know,
you can pull it up at any moment, and it was awful. It was bad. Like,
yeah,
dang, you trying to take his head off.
right. I mean, and as a competitor, as a athlete, former athlete as well that played, at those levels, competition does get fierce. Even on your own team, you do a lot of trash talking. A lot of it is because you may feel some kind of way, about the other person. Jordan Poole, now being an up and coming rising star, on the Warriors team, Draymond could feel as though, hey, it's a rite of passage to be one of the top three, on this team. And of course, based on the way Draymond played in the championship, only putting up like 2 points, and I mean very minimal points. He really had to show up the last game and give them something more to help them, get get past get past the Celtics. But based on that play, and he's been kind of at a decline, coming into this last season. Even though they won the championship, his numbers haven't gone up, but they've been going down. And so with that, you got this young player who, as he said, came from the G League, came up to them, ended up going back to the G League, and now he's back to them even better and more improved, and looking to be that top three, because he put up better numbers than Draymond did in the championships.
Right now, he is in the top three. I mean,
Right.
but they're getting ready to offer him an extension and not Draymond.
Right. And because of this altercation, probably just accelerated that to happening. Because
Exactly.
now he looks like the hero, Draymond looks like the villain. And so,
Usually his narrative, the villain, the bully, So,
and they love it when it's on the court against another team. It's a whole different vibe when it's against your own teammate.
Yeah, no.
Whole different vibe. But
Exactly.
anyway, who plays tonight?
I was gonna say that's the breaking news. And tonight for the NFL, we have the Chicago Bears versus the Washington Commanders.
Do you like that name, Washington Commanders?
No, and remember they had like 5 different names to choose from, and
Yeah.
Commanders just was not it for me.
I don't.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I know Redskins isn't a favorable name for a football team. I almost would have rather them call themselves the Washington Indians. I mean, but Commanders, that's just too generic for me.
And no one likes the name, so I don't know how they settled on that because no one likes it. But that's who they are, and that's who's playing tonight.
Right. Wow. Okay. Well,
the NBA season starts next. I think it's October 19th. The preseason have been very good, so the upcoming NBA season is going to be all that.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing some NBA. There have been a lot of player switches, things of that nature. I heard the Nets looking pretty good with Ben Simmons. Of course, everyone's talking about the Lakers, and they're talking about LeBron James, and his hair has even made the news here recently. To where he gave it up. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James gave up his hair. He stopped fighting the whole hairline battle as the years, and as you mature, we as men, everybody, as we mature, our hairlines recede. Women, they got better options than we do as men as far as hair and wearing hair. And
these days they get it too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes. You too can get a weave.
Well, I don't know if I'm ready to be unbelievable just yet. But,
Yep.
Woo! Wow. Yes. Well, you actually, I take that back. You are right. In today's growing society, it is becoming not so far from the norm for men to get extensions to their hair, to wear the wigs, to do all those things to give yourself more than what you got.
But they even do it in the barbershops where it looks like you have a fade or something. I'm telling you.
Yes. No. So I've seen those videos. I've seen the Beijing actually go in action, and I've seen some of the weaving that they've done for
Yeah.
people who are like completely bald, and
Exactly.
they've given them some level of hair,
Yeah.
and it looks like, at least on video, it looks like, they've always had hair and just got it shaped up really nice.
Yep.
So yeah, some amazing things have been done as far as hair technology, or hairology, for people to have hair now that didn't really have it before. But
Yep.
oh gosh, oh gosh. Anyway, so our shows. Let's let's get into that and start talking about our shows. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kawana has like really been on it as far as watching shows and picking up on new shows for us to check out and things of that nature. And I'm excited about these newer shows that she's discovered. A lot of them are spin-offs. Some of them we've been talking about, and we'll bring them up here a little later in the program. But one of the newer shows, which is actually a spin-off, and Tyler Perry, I definitely am a fan of him for his pioneering efforts in creating platforms and avenues for people's shows, people to be on shows and in newer shows, and he keeps creating them to keep his platform going. And so, one of his hit shows, Sisters, um, which is on BET, has a spin-off show from a couple that was on that show. And Kawan, I'm gonna let you introduce this, and then we'll show the trailer from this new show by Tyler Perry. Uh-oh, you muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Tyler Perry's Sisters has been a show that has been fan favorite for a couple of years now. And
Mhm.
in saying that, there's a couple that the fans have fallen in love with, including myself, Zach and Fatima. And Tyler Perry has given those two, that young man and that young woman, their own show called Zatima, and it's on BET Plus. And I have watched at least three of the shows, maybe four, and I like it. It's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Jim, you want to go ahead and run that trailer for Zatima?
We really moving in together. We doing this. This would be the right time to pull out if you wanted to.
You know you don't like when I pull out.
You fall in love, your life is over. How you with him? You married. That don't mean I can't agree.
Anything you did in your past, I am not concerned about.
Hey, oh.
Y'all know each other?
Yeah, I do. Relationship shouldn't be all of this drama.
That was a warning shot.
Nothing in my life has been as good since I met you.
We in this together, me and you.
I'm real. You real. Zatima's real.
Tyler Perry's Zatima.
You two gonna beat everybody else?
If I have to.
Streaming September 29th.
Now, you
Zatima.
can't.
Yeah, definitely. It was a really cool trailer. It definitely looks like a show worth watching. Big huge shout out to Tyler Perry and his studios and production team for the things that they're creating. And I mean, and to be able to create a spinoff show off of one of your shows, that's like a really cool thing and not easy to do. So big shouts out to that. So definitely, we will begin watching Zatima and coming back with more conversation, because Zatima is really dealing with an actual couple in a real relationship, and in that relationship, it's going to come up. Different challenges are going to be presented and introduced into that relationship, and it's going to be things for us to talk about. So I can't wait for us to get into it, because I already know it's going to be some situational things that we're going to be able to really go back and forth on, and and really express the way we see it in reference to that show. Another one by Tyler Perry, which is currently on Netflix. It's called The Jazzman's Blues. And another good one. I personally got to watch this one. The storyline is very, very good. It's a good storyline. I don't want to call it an age-old storyline, but it definitely gives us another look into the time period of the late 60s and before, and how times were for people of color within that time frame, and for those of us that were into the music industry at the time, on trying to break into the music industry, what it was like, and some of the challenges that are faced that were faced in that time frame, and how things were. I think it gives a really good portrayal of the time period. And what do you think?
I do too. I enjoyed it, and I definitely will be watching it again.
Yeah.
I think he did a really good job with it.
Yeah. And I love the relationship dynamics, because it's dealing on some interracial things, and in that, how they were handled and dealt with. In that time frame, anything interracial was like very, very strict. It was taboo. It was, you don't do this. And trying to, when you love someone, or you have feelings for someone, those things are kind of hard to ignore. And so in this storyline, we get to see those things and how they play out. And so we're going to go ahead and check out the trailer real quick, and we'll come back and talk about it some more, unless you got something to say right now.
I was going to say, and another dynamic along with the interracial aspect of it, relationship, sibling rivalry. That was deep.
Yeah, sibling rivalry is definitely huge. Even still in today's time, sibling rivalry still is alive and kicking. And you have some siblings that don't get along right now because they're in competition each other, and the what you're fighting for, sometimes you question, but sibling rivalry and reasons as to why you may be jealous or envious of another sibling is really a real thing. And that does play out really well here in Jazzman's Blues. So Jam, go ahead and run that trailer, and we'll talk about it some more once it's done.
That was our first kiss. Ain't nothing felt that good in all my life. You asked me not to tell nobody.
Where you going, boy?
But I sure wanted the world to know.
Hold on now. Oh, look at you.
Why him and Daddy treat me like that?
You don't worry about them or nobody else.
Every night, I lay there waiting for a paper airplane. Yeah, we did something we both needed real bad. We laughed.
I need you to be happy, because we can't be sad together, you hear me? You are the only person that makes me feel safe.
We can run away. We'll be all right.
I love you too. But my mother, she's coming to get me.
You will not ruin this life for us.
Leanne, I love you. Don't go. Don't go!
You are the song that I long to.
That fool was still right now for all these years.
You are.
I can't do this. I love by you.
Get yourself together, girl. This family is well off.
By you.
Anybody see me in that car, I'm dead.
Please. You gotta let me explain. My mother, she wanted me to marry a rich man. She told me if I didn't leave with her, they were gonna kill you. I thought you moved on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the incredible Bayou Boys.
How could I do that? My heart only beat for you.
and I'll spend my life.
You think of her, and you sing.
Sending paper.
Be sure you know what you're doing.
To the moon.
It's a dangerous game y'all play.
Pray they get to
You can have a good life here, or no life at all.
What did you do? Get in the car. Go!
Do you still want to take me away?
With all my heart.
Sending paper airplanes to the moon.
Oh,
Wow.
wow, so special. Anyway, so yes, A Jazz Man's Blues. A really cool trailer and really good movie. The dynamics play really well in this one, and it was a really good watch. I compare it to if I had to compare it to something, I would say this reminded me something similar to The Notebook.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those, deep, a true fight for love, type of deal in a time frame where you're dealing with two classes of families that, you get it on one side, the family that wants the best for their child, and in an easier road of life, so they think, is by, like with the daughter, they wanted her to marry a rich man,
But it's, to me, the mother couldn't have really been thinking about her daughter. She's thinking about herself, because
yeah,
putting your daughter in a very dangerous situation. Because if that man found out that she was really black,
yeah,
what do you think is gonna happen to your child?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I didn't understand. I could never put my child in that type of situation.
So yeah, I mean, but at that time, poor was poor, like poor, and um, I think her thinking about her daughter marrying someone rich puts them into that family. Them being into that family now gives them better opportunities for a come up.
Yeah, that's definitely what it was.
And so, but like you said, to sacrifice your child, for that. But now, at the same time, though, I will have to say, dude kept pursuing her. So it wasn't like the daughter, he kept pursuing her. He like really had interest in her. And so, but at the same time, she was in love with the other guy. And so, and the parents knowing, the stock that he comes from, the white guy that he comes from and all that good stuff, it totally was like, you need to go this direction because that's a more secure way for you, coming up. You won't have to struggle, you'll be able to help us out, more because of how connected this family is that you'll be marrying into, things of that nature, versus you living on love and hoping that, love will work it out for your happily ever after. And so there's a lot of things to consider, when it comes to that. But it really is a heartwarming, story in the fight for love, and following your heart, and allowing that to lead you and guide you into your sunset.
You know what? Another movie it reminded me of.
What?
Do you remember the movie Mo Better Blues?
Yeah, Denzel Washington, Mo Better. Yes.
It kind of reminded me of that too.
Yeah, has some similarities to that as well. So I got you. Yeah. So we're getting ready to kind of wind and wrap it up here. I'm just looking at my notes, making sure we're not missing nothing. Of course, two of the shows right now that we're still watching that are heating up and getting really, really good. If you're not watching them, we highly recommend that you do jump on these shows. Those two shows being House of Dragon, which is spinoff of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
House of Dragons getting really, really good, and it's just like Game of Thrones and how it started. It kind of gave you a lot of build up, so that you understand the players that are in the game this time. Yep. And once you start getting the understanding of who the players are, it's like boom, off to the races, and it just starts taking off, and the story just gets deeper and deeper. And before long, you go from leaning back to you leaning in, like, whoa.
Listen, I think the last two Sundays I have had me like, what?
Yeah. I'm saying it. And that's why I love the Game of Thrones. And and I really wanted to give up on Game of Thrones after the first season, because I was like, man, there's really nothing worth watching after this first season. But I mean, it truly, showed 8 seasons later that it was worth hanging in there and going along for this ride. And House of Dragons is doing the same thing and not disappointing by any means or degrees. So if you are not watching House of Dragons, please watch House of Dragons. It's worth the watch. Another show that we're watching currently right now, which is a part of the Power universe, is Raising Kanan. Going back to the character Kanan, who we got introduced to in Power, we are now going back into his childhood and looking at how he was brought up and raised and things of that nature. And we don't go that far back, but we go from when he was about 15. And as he matures into adulthood is going to be where this series takes us. But going back, having seen the Power, give me 1 second. Going back and having seen the Power show and seeing how he was there, you now get to see how he came up and why he was the way he was in the Power series. So it's really a cool thing to be able to go back and see that. And, and that was really cool. Cool. So Raising Kanan, worth watching it. Do we know when Power Book 2?
Power Book 2 Ghost will
premiere
in November also. So we have to look forward to in November. We have the Black Panther November 11th.
Yes.
And we have Power Book 2 Ghost November 18th or maybe that, but it's in November.
All right, don't worry, y'all. We're going to get y'all an exact date for both of those if you don't look it up yourself. But either way, we'll tell you ourselves on this show. But before we go out, we do have a new trailer for Black Panther. Since you mentioned it, coming up on November 11th. It's going to be one of the biggest movies to hit the box office here in I'm going to say about 3 years. I think prior to that, we were looking for the Spider-Man, No Way Home, whichever. I think it was No Way Home, the most recent Spider-Man. Doctor Strange, we looked forward to that a little bit, not as much as the Spider-Man, but definitely this Black Panther. Everyone worldwide is going to be watching and wanting to see this movie and doing what they can. I already know I've gotten invites to several Black Panther parties already. In fact, I had to order like different African outfits just to be able to wear to these things. And so I'm looking forward to celebrating the work. Personally, I know that having to lose a main key member of your movie, especially if it was written with them to still be alive in the movies to come after it. It's a hard thing to do. In our Agent X series, we lost one of our main cast members, Mr. Richard Stefanik, who played my boss in the movie. And, we had to go back and do some rewrites and restructure. And sometimes when you lose a key character, you sometimes feel as though the show can't go on. But as it has been proven, when great minds come together and, you really open your mind to the universe of what can happen in a story, you get great things that happen. And so we're going to show the new trailer to Black Panther, and then we'll also show the new trailer to Agent X2 Quarantine, which will be showing on October 20th at Greenlight Cinema right here in St. Pete, starring me, as Agent X. We're going to show the new Black Panther trailer right now.
Only the most broken people can be great leaders.
His people did not call him general or king. They called him Kukul Khan, the feather serpent god. Killing him will risk eternal war.
He's coming for the surface world.
We know what you whisper. They have lost their protector. Now is our time to strike. Show them who we are.
I got goosebumps again.
So we're the U.S. government. It's our job to be aware of anything that could potentially threaten this country or harm American people.
Come on, what's going on, man?
Novel coronavirus, better known as COVID-19.
Through a biological warfare that nobody sees coming.
Danger's nothing new.
Sander Kelly, also known as Samson.
Agent X, I think you may have met your match.
All right.
I mean, super excited. Two great movies that are getting ready to hit the theaters here really soon. So I'm super excited for that. And like you said, yes, that new Black Panther trailer does excite you. And, I'm ready to see it. I mean, November 11th can't get here fast enough. But I am so ready to see it. I know a lot of work and effort has gone into creating something that the fans of Black Panther can be proud of, and I'm just looking forward to it. But now the $1 million question is, who is the new Black Panther? You think it's Siri?
I think it's Shuri.
Shuri. Sorry, I said Siri. Shuri.
I think it's.
Yeah. So you think it's Shuri?
I do.
Okay. I mean, yeah, the body frame did look female like.
Because in the comics, it is Shuri.
Yeah.
I don't know who else they would bring. I mean, she was the brains behind Black Panther.
She was. I just don't think she took it. She, as a character, I don't think the character ever saw themselves as being the one to carry on.
But guess what? Her brother's death.
Yeah.
Pushed her in there.
I got you.
Pushed her forward.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our time for today. We thank you so much for watching and tuning in. We will be back next week, and we will be coming back. We'll be talking about more as a team. We'll be talking about more. We'll have a newer movie. We'll also be coming back talking about, this will probably be after the Agent X screening. Matter of fact, yeah, it'll be the day of. So we may be even broadcasting live from where we are at the Agent X2 screening at Greenlight Cinema. So just stay tuned for that. And we'll definitely be talking about more Raising Kanan and House of Dragons. And Yellowstone is also a new show, which we'll show that trailer next time. But Yellowstone is another show that's really good.
Yes.
And Kevin Costner is doing his thing in that. And and they're in season 5 right now. And it's really taking off. So we'll go more in depth. Yeah, we'll go more in depth with Yellowstone next week as well. And so, come on, anything else you want to say?
No, I think the show has been really good tonight.
Yes, we talked about a lot in a short amount of time. I mean, it's like that hour just goes by so fast.
I know.
But
I looked at my watch a few minutes ago and was like, man, it's already.
we're done already. Yeah. So, but anyway, but guys, tune in next week. Where we'll be here. We're more than likely, like I said, we'll probably be broadcasting live from Greenlight Cinema at the Agent X2 screening, or you'll see a rerun of this show or a show before. Who knows? We'll let you know here really soon. But outside of all of that, we've had a great time tonight. I'm Cranston Cumberbatch.
And I'm Kawana Norman.
And this is the way we see it.
Being here with you, being there with you, can't explain